Hey friends, Alan Lee here with the Handyman Journey, and welcome to another awesome WLOG. Today we are going to go out and we're going to be installing a few different things. First off on our list is installing an attic ladder. And the biggest thing about today is I want to walk you guys through our invoicing and estimating app that we use. We've had a lot of questions on the Handyman Journey Mastermind group about what invoicing and estimating software that we use. We highly recommend using Markate, markate.com. This video here is actually brought to you by Markate, so it's going to be sponsored by them. But I worked with them and I got you guys an offer. So down in the description below, there's going to be a link if you're interested in signing up into Markate after this. You get 10% off your first month. So go ahead and check out that link and use that link. But I'm going to walk you guys through the Markate app, and we're going to kind of use it as we go throughout the day so you kind of see the workflow and how it helps my business thrive. In my mind, Markate is the best handyman app that there is, but we're going to go ahead and get going. We're going to get going on this attic ladder install. I'm going to walk you guys through it, bring you guys with me as I work throughout the day. You guys will meet Wesley, our new technician assistant as well. But let's hop in the truck here, and we will tell the client that we're heading his way on Markate, and we'll get going. Let's do it, guys. All right, here is the Markate app, and what we're going to do first is go to schedule to find out what our first job is. And you can see here we got a whole calendar set up here. Our first job is right here, and that's out in Carmichael. So what we're going to do is go down here to arrival. We're going to click on arrival, and we're going to click on 30 minutes because we're 30 minutes away from the guy's house. We're going to click the old checkbox, and bammo. Markate automatically sends our client a message saying that we are on our way. We'll be there in 30 minutes. So now we can go ahead and click here and go to maps, and we'll get her going. Let's do it, guys. Let's get to doing some attic ladders. This is gonna be fun. Alrighty. First job is attic ladder of the day. I'm excited for it. If you guys don't know what a WLOG is, it is a work log. It's a video series that I kind of created. It's a weird word, so get used to it. But it's basically a video series where I take you guys along with me on the jobs that I do on a daily basis so that you could kind of get a glimpse of what it looks like to be a handyman. In that, we talk about business, we talk about business models, we talk about business apps, we talk about just things that make business life better and what the handyman business is all about. So that's where we're heading right now. We're gonna do an attic ladder. I'm pretty excited. I love attic ladders personally. I might have a few tips that maybe you haven't seen before, but I would also love to hear some tips that you might have that maybe we're doing it a little differently. So leave me a comment in the comment section below, but let's get heading over there. Let's do it, guys.
Well, it might be easier to get out than I thought. Do you normally go up in the attic and get it out as well, or?
All right, on the Markate app, there is a start button that you can click when you start the job, and it basically notifies the client that you started the job. This works great if you're working for, property manager, things like that, but it also starts a time clock within the Markate app that kind of records the time that that it takes you to do it. You can also pause it, and then at the end of the job, you can complete it. So that's something you want to do when you kind of get to the job to kind of start your time clock. All right, here's our attic ladder, and you can see they kind of like glued it or spray foamed it, or it's kind of crazy. So we got all the screws out except one. So we're gonna try and pry it and get it out of here. That's all you. Just try and take it down with as little of collateral damage as you can. All right, we got it down. Boy, that was crazy. It was holding on by strands of glue right here in this corner. There's some super, look at this, like super glue. That's just crazy. That was holding it in.
Goodness.
All right, now that we got the old one out, the next step is to put some ledger boards up. And basically we just got some fence pickets that are cut to the right size. We're gonna put those, screw them about right here, one there, and about one there, so that'll hold our attic ladder up there while we put it up there and shim it out. So I'm gonna do that while Wesley cleans up here, and then we'll get our new attic ladder installed. All right, so there's our ledger boards. And basically what I typically do is put a 1/4 inch piece of plywood between these just so they sit down a little bit further to allow the reveal to be better. At the end of the day, I'll show you more about that when it's all said and done. But we don't have any 1/4 inch plywood, so I cut some cardboard just the right size. So that's gonna hold it up, and we're gonna go ahead and get our attic ladder installed there. I get into it, they're just awkward, they're awkward. So you're gonna need to pass it up to me just like this. Let me get up there first. Okay. Okay. And then you need to put it over on that. Okay, perfect. Okay, watch your fingers. All right, here we are up in the attic. We got the attic ladder installed. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a few screws here in my latch side. And then Wesley's gonna work with me on the reveal on the back side there. And I'll put shims as needed, and then we'll be ready to lower it down. But looking good so far.
It's not sitting on anything but the fences.
Good, good. Okay, I'm gonna screw my hinge side in first.
All right.
And then I'll walk me through the room. All right, Wesley's removing those pickets. We have a few screws here. We have shims there, and we have shims there. We got our reveal about right. So he's gonna remove those pickets, and then we're gonna lower it down. Okay, go ahead and open her up. Howdy, Wesley.
Howdy.
All right. Okay, we're pretty much all set here. Now we just need to put in our lag screws there at the front, on the hinges, and around the sides. And then we'll be good to go. Then we'll start trimming it out. All right, we're looking good. We got it all installed. We got the legs in place down there. We got our lag screws in place. So now we just need to basically cut our shimmies and then install our trim. So when we installed that original ledger board, we installed that 1/4 inch, typically it's a board, but in this case we used cardboard. It brought this down so that this frame was actually flush with this drywall. So that was the whole point, so that when we trim it, it trims out nice and neat. And basically the only thing sticking out is the end of the door. You guys will see when we're all done here, but we're looking pretty good here. All right, now it's time to do my trim. I took some measurements. We got 21 1/8 and 53. So I'm gonna go write that down and then get to cut my trim. I'm gonna go try this one out and make sure it fits before I cut this next one, because this is my last piece of trim that I got. So I wanna make sure this fits. All right, checked it out, and this is the right length, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this one to the exact same size. All right, we got two 53s and two 21 1/8. Now we will grab our brad nailer and get them installed. All right, perfect timing. Looks like Wesley just finished cleaning up, so now we will get our trim here installed. One trick about trim is always nicer when you got another guy to help you. Okay, so, and then one thing I learned the hard way is you always install trim with the door closed. Because one time we installed trim and then we went to close the door and the trim was in the way. So now we just need to make sure that it does not hit the trim anywhere. Which it's looking good. Okay, so I'm gonna finish off brad nailing and then we'll bring in some caulking and we'll get it caulked and be good to go. Cool. Alrighty, we are all wrapped up, so we're going to go ahead and go back in here into the Markate invoicing and estimating app, markate.com, and we're going to go ahead and click on the job that we are currently working on. And what we could do, like I explained before, you could click the pause button, like if you had to take lunch, that'll stop the working timer at the job. And then you can go and click the complete button when you're completed with the job. If you need to edit anything on the actual work order, you can go up here to this little edit button and actually add things and subtract things. So let's take a look at this particular job, and everything is looking correct. We got everything that we didn't do anything extra or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over here to the more button and click on convert to invoice. And that's basically gonna generate an invoice from this work order. This is another chance where you can kind of finalize everything, take a look at anything, see if anything needs to change, go ahead and accept that. And then you can send it down here. You can either send it or you can accept payment. So you can accept payment. Markate, the invoicing and estimating app, really does a great job. You can accept credit cards through Square. They also do a bunch of other stuff. They do Zelle and stuff like that. Or you can, mark that it's been paid through a check like that. So we're going to go ahead and send it to the client. And by sending it to the client, that sends it to their email and their phone number on file. And that way they can pay it online if they want, but they can also see it. So when they see it, they will get that final invoice and they'll be able to write me a check. This client here, I believe, is going to write me a check. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. And then I will show you guys how I mark that as paid in the app here. And then it basically sends them a receipt, which is pretty awesome. And again, if you guys are interested in signing up for Mark8, I want you guys to get the best info that you can. I'm always here to help if you guys have any questions, but make sure you use that link in the description below. You guys get 10% off your first month signing up with Mark8. So that's very important because if you sign up anywhere else, you're going to be paying full price right off the bat. Mark8 is very inexpensive, by the way. It's one of the least expensive invoicing and estimating apps out there, and it's in my opinion, it's the best app for handyman. We've been using Mark8 now for about 4 years, and it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been a great addition to our business, really helped streamline our processes. Actually, Reginald, the client here, he actually told me, he's like, one thing I really like about you is, you gave me a good professional quote, an actual estimate, written estimate, where they could sign it, where they could pay deposit, and then get scheduled right there. It's super awesome. So anyways, we're all done with this job. Once we accept payment, I will show you guys how I mark payment on here, and then we will get heading to our next project. And basically the way that we figure out what our next project is, let me show you guys in the app again real quick. So, we can go over to schedule again, and we can see this is basically our schedule for the whole day. So we got a gal Kamiko at 1 p.m. So we can click on her. We can go ahead and do all that arrival and things like that, like we did for Reginald. And then we can click on the app, and click on the map, and it'll take us right there. So that will be our next job that we'll be heading to right when we get all done here. But let's go in and collect some payment, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, we have received payment. So we're gonna open up the invoice. We're gonna click pay now and just record payment. And it is marked as a check. And you can put the check number down here as a reference and click accept. And then it's gonna go ahead and send them a receipt to their information on file. And there you go, invoice marked as paid. So, alrighty, good to go. All right, guys, we are off to our next job. And again, like I said, in the Mark8 app, I'm gonna mark Goodfellow, or Reginald here, Goodfellow is his last name, Reginald as completed. So that's gonna stop that time clock in Mark8, the invoicing and estimating app, so that later when I'm doing job costing and things like that, I can go back and look at that and see exactly how long we were at this job. We're gonna head over to Kamiko's. So we're gonna stop and get some lunch first, and then once we head over to her house, I'm gonna click the little arrival button to tell her how long we will be, and then we'll get over there, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with me, because after all, this is a work video. So let's do it, guys. We're gonna have a great day. We're not done yet. All right. We just finished up at lunch. We actually just went to Wesley's house because he was right around the corner from where we were working. So we are heading over to our next job, Kamiko, out in Fair Oaks. So I'm gonna go ahead on the Mark8 app. Oh, another great thing about the Mark8 invoicing and estimating app is it's also a CRM, which is a customer relations management tool. That's something for a whole nother video, but that's a whole nother amazing thing about Mark8. So it actually, it does a whole bunch of other stuff, but one thing that I just got notified is it sent a review request link to the person that we were working at this morning. So we have it set so, so many minutes after, they pay the invoice, they get a review request. So that's pretty cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and click on the arrival button, tell Kamiko that we'll be there in 20 minutes, and we are gonna head over there and get started. We have a few things to do over there. We're gonna clean her dryer vent. We're gonna unplug the air gap hose and do some caulking. So bring y'all along with us. Let's get to it, guys. Man, you guys need to forgive me. I did not bring you along on doing some of these projects, but we're not quite done yet. I'll show you guys what I did and kind of where we're at, what we got left going here. So I cleaned this dryer vent. You see there was kind of like twigs and whatnot in there. That guy's blowing pretty good. So that dryer vent's going good. Let me show you guys something else. So we cleaned out the air gap hose going from the air gap to the garbage disposal. And let me show you the tool that I have that I did that with. It's basically this guy. And it is a snake. I think it's maybe an inch, 3/4 snake or something. It's just a handheld snake that I run down there, and that worked pretty well. So we got that cleaned out. Show you guys here what Wesley's working on. He is recocking the back of the kitchen counter where it meets the backsplash. All right, here is the backsplash that we are, or where it meets the backsplash where we're recocking. And this is the air gap that we cleaned out. Basically just went from the air gap to the garbage disposal. And then in here is the dryer that we cleaned out. It was pretty nasty. It's not a very long run, but it was definitely pretty nasty. Had a lot in it. So got that cleaned out.
A little difficult to reach.
Yeah, like we were talking about, right?
Yeah, but I, did the best I could.
Good.
He was pleased with it.
Well, that's that. At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Is if the client is pleased. Alrighty friends, we got it. We marked that one as completed in the Markate app, and we sent it to them, and they're actually gonna pay via credit card. So the thing I like about this Markate app, because if you're doing work for property managers or rental homeowners, investors, things like that, and they're actually not on the property, you can keep in touch with them very well through this Markate invoicing and estimating app. It's actually really cool. You can tell them when you're going to arrive, you can tell them when you start, you can tell them when you pause for lunch, you can tell them when you complete it. And then it, it automatically asks them for a review. So it's like you could do all of this stuff from scheduling to invoicing to asking for a review without ever even talking to them. It's pretty amazing. Like I said before, guys, there's a link in the description below. Use that link to sign up for Markate if you're interested, because you get 10% off your first month. Very important to use that link. If you sign up for Markate anywhere else, you're not going to get that 10% off. So I went ahead and negotiated with the owners of Markate and got you guys that, so I'm excited about that. So go ahead and sign up down there. That link is in the description. I appreciate you all tuning into this video. Check out Markate Invoicing and Estimating app. I would highly recommend it. It's the #1 invoicing, estimating CRM app for the handyman industry. I'm going to call this WLOG here today, right now, because we are heading over to another job, and it's actually a commercial client. It's a veterinarian hospital. So we are going to be heading over there, but I appreciate you guys tuning in to this WLOG, and I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one, guys.